How'd we do? Very well, very well. Good evening, I'm Brad Keene. I'm the Assistant Director for the city's Parks and Recreation Department. And on behalf of our City Council, the City Manager's Office, and the men and women of the Port St. Lucie Parks and Recreation Department, I would like to welcome you to the formal grand reopening of the Whispering Pines Park, Racquet, and Paddle Center. A quick Google search of pickleball will lead you to the USA Pickleball website, where they state the sport has been around for about 58 years, as it was invented in 1965 on Bainbridge Island outside of Seattle, Washington. Three men, seeing their children were bored with their usual summertime activities, invented a game using handmade equipment and simple rules. The origin of the name is somewhat mysterious, as there is no pickle involved in the sport, but several explanations are offered as to how the sport came to be called pickleball, with one story stating the sport was named after one of the inventor's dogs. But how did we get here tonight? In 1993, 5 asphalt tennis courts were constructed as part of the original development of Whispering Pines Park. In 2006, in cooperation with the St. Lucie County School District, 9 additional asphalt courts were constructed, becoming the largest public tennis court complex in St. Lucie County, with 14 outdoor courts available for public play and for use by the St. Lucie County School District. This facility has served the public well, but over the past 10 years, recreation trends have changed across the country, with new sports becoming ever more popular. Such is the case with the phenomena called pickleball. Over the past 8 to 10 years, our City Council and City Manager's Office were frequently contacted by citizens who were avid pickleball players, expressing their desire for the city to offer permanent outdoor courts for them to exercise their passion. For those of us in the field of Parks and Recreation, we'd heard about the growing popularity of this sport and soon dedicated several hours a week to play pickleball indoors at Minsky Gym and inside the Mid-Florida Event Center. But it quickly became apparent that a few hours a week weren't sufficient to meet the growing demand for more courts, time, and space. In 2016, the Parks and Recreation Department selected 2 tennis courts here at Whispering Pines Park to be restriped into multi-purpose courts, providing an opportunity for 2 tennis courts and 8 pickleball courts to share the same asphalt pad. Surely this would satisfy the demand for pickleball courts in Port St. Lucie. But we soon learned the demand for pickleball courts exceeded our planning expectations. In 2021, 4 new asphalt pickleball courts were constructed as part of the Winter Lakes Neighborhood Park project, but these new courts didn't make a dent in the rising demand for more courts. In early 2023, new city manager Jesus Marrero, after receiving many requests from from the pickleball community, demanding more pickleball courts, challenged the Parks and Recreation Department to be creative and devise a plan that would satisfy the need for more pickleball courts, but be mindful of the many budget challenges that face the city. Parks and Recreation staff met with several members of the pickleball community to gauge the realistic needs of local pickleball players. These meetings ultimately led to a realization that something grand could be accomplished that would, for the time being, have an immediate and positive impact for local pickleball players. Hearing how other local governments across the country were converting seldom-used tennis courts into new pickleball courts, staff began to formulate a plan that would convert 8 of the 14 courts at Whispering Pines Park into 24 pickleball courts. This project would provide for the increasing local demand for pickleball courts while still providing 6 tennis courts for the tennis-playing public. In addition, much of the facility infrastructure, such as court lighting, fencing, parking, and restrooms, were already on site and could be incorporated into the project. Concepts were devised and cost estimates were projected. The proposed project could be paid for using previously allocated funds for machinery and equipment originally identified for a future park project that had, unfortunately, been downsized and was experiencing significant delays. Finally, in March of 2023, Parks and Recreation staff presented the project to City Council, where it was approved and staff was directed to move forward with the plan. Tonight, I am proud to say the City of Port St. Lucie now offers 24 newly surfaced pickleball courts with 4 shade structures, all of which are illuminated for nighttime play. In addition, our 6 tennis courts, including our center championship court with shaded bleachers, have also been resurfaced with fresh paint as part of this project. With these improvements now complete, the City of Port St. Lucie offers the Whispering Pines Park Racquet and Paddle Center to our citizens and general public. Now at this time, please allow me to recognize individuals that were instrumental in making this project a reality. My sincere thanks and appreciation to the Port St. Lucie City Council. I'd like to recognize Mayor Shannon Martin, Councilman Anthony Bono, Councilwoman Stephanie Morgan, Councilman David Pickett, and Vice Mayor Jolene Caraballo. Your 5 council members are tremendous champions of Parks and Recreation in this city, and they should be thanked for their continuing efforts to make this a better place. My appreciation to the city administration and Mr. Jesus Marrero, city manager. Unfortunately, the city manager is out of town tonight, but he is represented by acting city manager, Ms. Teresa Lamar Sarno. Also, the assistant city manager that oversees Parks and Recreation, Mr. David Graham. And Deputy City Manager, Christina Seeper. I personally would like to thank all the men and women of the Parks and Recreation Department, specifically Sherman Conrad, Director, Mike Kendrick, Deputy Director of Parks, who also is a project manager, Billy Henson, former Parks Operations Manager, but he took a new job with Finance this week. Thanks, Billy, for following through while Mike was out of town. We really appreciate it. CJ Keiser, Recreation Manager of Minsky Gym, right across the road. Corey Fowler, Whispering Pines Park Supervisor. Gail Simpson, Park Leader. Ed Morgan and Delano Spencer, Maintenance Workers at Whispering Pines Park. And all staff that helped make this project happen, no matter how they contributed, from cleaning bathrooms to painting buildings to hanging signs and to emptying trash cans. I thank you. I'd also like to recognize another dignitary in the audience tonight, St. Lucie County Property Appraiser, Ms. Michelle Franklin. And special thanks to the construction team. First and foremost, Papico Construction, Steve and Greg Pappas, Port Resurfacing and Construction. Nature's Keeper for landscaping and sod. Davco Electric, electrical lighting improvements. And on a serious note, Mr. Pete Previtt, pickleball advocate and advisor on this project. And I'd also like to acknowledge Mr. Lex Carrington, the contracted tennis professional here at Whispering Pines. He's been a tremendous ally in making this project go forward. Thank you. But most importantly, I want to thank the pickleball playing public, whose dedication and passion for this sport made this project possible. In closing, please allow me to recite several key pickleball statistics that demonstrate the need for this facility. 36.5 million, the number of pickleball players in the U.S. That's probably an old number. I'm guaranteeing it's probably increased since then. 18 to 34, the largest age bracket of pickleball players, 28.8%. $152.8 million pickleball paddle market in 2021. I'm in the wrong business. 158.6% pickleball's average growth rate over the past 3 years. 7.7%, the forecasted compounded annual growth rate through 2028. And finally, 10,320, the number of places to play pickleball in the U.S. On behalf of City Council, Parks and Recreation Department, and all city management, I want to thank you for being here tonight and sharing in this experience. And without further ado, please join me and the mayor and others that would like to participate in officially opening the 10,321st pickleball facility in the United States.